Hey everyone, Happy New Year. The numbers are in for Majestic Beach Resort in Panama City Beach. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group over at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Want to cover a lot of what happened in 2019 in Majestic Beach and take a look ahead at 2020, see where prices may be headed. If you guys have seen these videos before, you know I'm a big fan of this chart. I wanted to start here really quickly. First of all, right below the video is a link. You can click on that link and it will show you a full list of every sale that happened in 2019. Not only can you see sold prices and sold dates, but you can click on each individual unit and see the photos, see the interior picture, so you can kind of compare and see what's been selling. So starting here, this is the chart you're looking at here. You know I'm a big fan of this. It tells us a few important things. This one is of the entire Gulf front market for buildings built since 2005. So we're comparing apples to apples, essentially. The red line represents the number of units for sale. As you can see, since 2018, it's been climbing. The last few videos I've made note. You know, we're seeing more and more units come on the market for sale. The black line represents the number of closings. The encouraging thing there is that demand is still steady. We're not seeing that taper off. It's just pretty steady. So like you would expect, remember months of inventory, 5 months of inventory represents about a neutral market in real estate. As you would expect, we were gone from a scorching hot market in 2018 where we were under 2 months of inventory. That's where you see units coming up for sale and going under contract very quickly, selling very quickly, selling over the asking price. We've slowed down little by little as more units come up for sale. We have we've slowed down to about neutral market range. What we might see or expect to see, we'll look at pricing in a minute, we might see some pretty strong appreciation when we have a really hot market. We might start to see a little less appreciation and some flattening as we get into this neutral market range. If we look at Majestic Beach Resort, this is just the numbers there. It's a little less data to analyze, so the numbers are, the chart's a little bit broken, but you still see some interesting things here. Here's that September of 2018. You can sort of see generally that we've had more units come up for sale in Majestic, not as dramatically, but there are more units for sale now than there were in 2018. The interesting thing, though, is look at this black line. The black line is still staying steady, still good buyer demand in Majestic Beach. If you look back in that 2018 range down here, we were a very hot market there, but look at this. For the most part, Majestic has stayed really pretty steady as a very strong market. The overall condo market's sloughed off to about a 4, almost 5 months of inventory, which is around neutral market territory. In the last 2 years, Majestic really has only gotten to the 4s 1 month, August. For the most part, it's been a pretty steady, strong market here. It is slowing down a little bit. It's a little cooler than it was beginning of 2018. So it'll be interesting to see if that's reflected in pricing. The list you're looking at here is a list of all the sales from fourth quarter of 2017. We're going to look at fourth quarter of 2018, fourth quarter of 2019, and just take a look at pricing appreciation. Also look at what's for sale now and see if we do see any of that flattening. So end of 2017, we had a couple of the smaller one-bedroom units sell, 186, 187. We didn't have any of the studios sell. We had the larger one-bedroom plan sell, the smaller ones sell 186 up to 237. I was looking at wrong things. So yeah, smaller one-bedroom plans, 186 to 187. The larger plan with 2 baths, 226 to 237. One bedrooms at the end of 2018. The smaller plan now is selling above 200 to 210, and the larger plan shot up to 260,000. At the end of 2019, that smaller one bedroom was now at 242.5, 243.5, 249. The larger plan, we didn't have any sales, but you can already see as Majestic stayed in a pretty strong market, the appreciation's been pretty good. Let's look at some other units. The smaller 2-bedroom floor plan with the bedrooms in the back, end of 2017, we were selling anywhere from 250 to 275,000, 276. The end of 2018, that same plan, we had one sale, pushed that to 287. At the end of 2019, That same plan now is selling at 308, 310, 311. Looking at some other units, one of the larger 3-bedroom plans, we sold those 385 to 418 back in 2017. Now selling 475, 485. That was 2018, sorry. Now in 2019, we don't have any of the larger sales there. We had a 4-bedroom sale, 460 back in, actually 2 of them, 460, 507 back at the end of 2017. 560 again at the end of 2018, so kind of flattened out there. Nothing at the end of 2019. Here's a look at that link. So if you click on the video again, you'll see this whole list. Shows you everything. Parking spaces. This is everything that sold in 2019. So briefly, we had a fair amount of the studios sell. We had 8 of them sell from 164 to 2.25. Of course, varying differences in condition and square footage. The smaller 1-bedrooms have been selling in a range of 237.5 to 249. The 1-bedrooms with the 2 full baths anywhere from 260 up to 270. Actually a little higher, up to 275. The smaller 2-bedroom plan has moved upwards to 308, 310, 310, 311, 315, 317. And you move all the way down to the larger the 4-bedroom plan, 557 and 560. So you can see some flattening in pricing, but generally very good appreciation over the last few years of Majestic. Here's everything that's currently for sale. Right now, there are only 11 units for sale, so still as active as the condo market is and as interested as people are in Majestic, it's a very good time to be on the market. We have a couple of the studios, a couple parking spaces that are floating out there for sale. A couple of the studios for sale at 209 and 227. 2 of the 1-bedroom plans asking prices 264.9, 268.9. So you can see, remember, we were around 260 at the end of last year, so prices have started to flatten a little bit at Majestic, it looks like. 315 for one of the larger 1-bedrooms. 320 is the asking price for one of the smaller 2-bedrooms. Again, not that much higher price-wise. And then we've got a couple of larger 3-bedrooms for sale, another 2-bedroom. Not much for sale. So again, while the overall condo market has been slowing down, cooling, not crashing, just cooling to a stable market, Majestic Beach is here hovering around in still a very good seller market territory. So if you have a unit for sale coming into the spring, it can be a really good time to be out there. There's some interesting rules that just changed with the MLS system here. We now have a coming soon category. We've been doing coming soon marketing ourselves for a couple of years. It's very, very effective. There are now some things you can take advantage of with the MLS. So if you're thinking about getting something going sometime this spring, you might get it going a little sooner than you think. There's some really cool things you can do with coming soon. If you aren't up on our e-alert system already, I think most of you already are. But anytime a unit comes up for sale, changes price, goes under contract, or sells, we can set you up to be notified. And you can be notified as often as you want or as little as you want. You can get an email daily, weekly, or monthly. Helps you keep track of pricing and what's going on. Text me at 850-527-0221 if you want to be signed up for that. Generally, again, we've seen some good appreciation the last few years of Majestic, maybe a little bit of flattening now as the overall market sort of cools off a bit. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I hope this helps. We'll be back in February with a look at how 2020 is kicked off in January. Thanks so much.